Hey, Hal here. I want to talk a little bit about our partnership with OnX Hunt. I've been using it for a while now, and if anybody knows me, they know I'm not a very techie person, but the OnX app is it's a real time saver. I remember the days when we poured over topo maps everywhere we was going to go and stuff, and I don't do that quite as much anymore. Where it's really helped me is scouting, whether it's deer scouting, a moose, or even turkey hunting in the spring, which I do. It really helps out. I don't have to spend as much time running around the truck burning up the gas. I'm just basically using my OnX. Got it on my phone. Don't even carry a GPS anymore. So I just download the areas where I'm going to be hunting, whether it's up north moose hunting, and I use it mostly on the satellite imagery. I like to see the cuts and the clearings and the turkey hunting, the hidden fields and stuff. But everybody's using it now, from the game wardens to land surveyors, and just a great tool. And with our partnership with OnX, if you use a code BWB, you're going to receive 20% off on your first premium or elite memberships. And you just go to onxmaps.com/hunt. You'll be glad you did. Good luck on the trail.
Well, we got a little bad news to report. Rick Labby's grandfather, old Bern, passed away this past week, and people were wondering why it was. And he was old. It was kind of funny. Rick, not funny. I'm not talking about it was funny, but it was ironic that he had beat COVID at 100 years old. He beat COVID, and he was starting to get, feeling ill again. And, yeah. So.
Yeah, when I talked to Rick today, he had said, it's been a tough last year. He had some highlights and stuff through it, but at that age, you start getting some,
Yeah, Rick told me
fail.
Last year he'd had like kind of a kidney failing thing, and he goes to the VA, and he was doing really bad, but he came out of it.
Right.
He snapped out of it, and he was great for almost a year, and then he was great when we had him on the podcast.
Sharp as a tack.
Yeah.
We talked about it for a while. Rick and I did, and especially after he shot that deer during deer season. So I'm really happy that we were able to, that it happened, and the time worked out and everything, that we could capture, capture a little bit of them, so everyone could hear them, and because it was obviously, it was very popular. People really enjoyed it, and we had actually planned on trying to do another one in the not too distant future, and that obviously ain't going to work out, but we're real happy and grateful that we were able to spend the time with him that we did, talking to him.
Yeah, he's a cool old guy, and well, he'll live on forever in the podcast anyway.
Oh yeah, and he Rick also told me he thinks that his head is going to end up down there at the deer that he shot. Rick's going to have it mounted. I think it's going to end up down in the state.
Oh, cool.
They want to,
yeah,
being that he was the oldest.
Yeah.
The oldest successful buck hunter. So
yeah, that's cool. Well,
but
yeah, so we can only hope that some of us make it that far and can still hunt.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
well, anyways, rest in peace, Bern. You're up there with your wife now, and you're at peace.
Absolutely. This is the Big Woods Bucks Podcast. Come explore the big woods and timber in North America with your host, Maine Master Guide and deer tracking expert Hal Blood. Listen to Hal and co-hosts Lee Libby and Joe Cruzy as they unlock the secrets of big woods whitetails. Each episode will provide valuable insights into the tried and true system Hal has used for the last 40 years to scout, locate, and hunt mature big woods bucks. Listen and laugh as the crew discusses Hal's legendary adventures and learn how to apply a lifetime's worth of lessons from the big woods to your own hunting and outdoor adventures.
Welcome to the Big Woods Bucks Podcast. I'm your host, Hal Blood, sitting down here in beautiful Parlin Lodge again, about 5 below out, here with Joe.
Hello.
And Bad Lee made it over today.
Howdy.
And we also got Mikey Stevens.
Morning.
Yeah, he keeps us all in line. He levels everything out.
He's the warden.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm the warden, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to get back together, and hope you've been enjoying the podcast. I know we got a lot of feedback on the podcast with Rick's grandfather, old Bern there, and I guess it was one of the popular ones. It's kind of, I always tell people I always used to look up the old guys in town when I first moved up here and talk to the old guys that were 80 years old back then, and just listen to them. Don't talk much. Ask a few questions and let them talk, and they take you right back in time.
Bern was good at that.
Yeah.
When he was with us.
Yeah.
He kept it going.
Yeah.
Listen more and talk less.
Yeah.
Now we're the old guys, and guys are asking us stuff.
Yeah. Surprising, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
Never thought anybody'd ever listen to me. My wife don't.
Hey, you know what I was thinking would be a good idea for maybe a little part of a podcast was maybe we should bring our partners. Like, our wives put up with a lot.
Oh.
They do.
I thought we were going to bring in, like, strippers or something.
Maybe not on that day, Whip.
We've been sitting here talking for 2 hours before we started recording, and Lee hasn't said a word. The first thing out of his mouth is
Strippers.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
we're bringing somebody in.
let's bring the strippers and our wives.
Yeah.
That'd be
Oh, that
Perfect.
can't.
We have to get them from Lewiston now
Nothing good's
because
happening.
they can't get across the border from St. George.
Yeah, that's what I want. Strippers out of Lewiston.
The dirty Lou.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Well, we better get on track.
We can
here.
tell
Yeah,
Bad
let's
Lee's
get
here
on the
now,
track.
right? Yeah.
He's got us all off track.
Is. Yeah. Well, been cold this morning. It's kind of funny this winter. We started off with not much snow, and like 1st of February, like the light switch started, and we got a few storms, but it's still, I was telling the guys coming down, I was driving down, looking at the snowbanks along 201, and they're still way, way lower than normal. I mean, last year we had a light snow year too, and they were probably like this, but I think we had them 3 storms like in a week. I think we got one on the weekend in the middle of the week, Wednesday, and then another one on the weekend, and I figured here it was about 22 inches, Joe, something like that. I think it was like 6, and 10, I think, is about what I figured.
It was quite a bit in a week.
Yeah, all for 1 week, yeah. And
we needed it.
yeah, and then we had one day, the other day, it warmed up to about 40, and it settled a little bit. But I started getting a little worried about the deer because they didn't yard up much. I mean, down in the deer yard, we went last week again there hadn't been hardly anything for coyotes in there, and we went in one day and we tried to get a run going, but they couldn't get them started. The deer they walk in them deer trails, and we didn't get one started. And then we went back and tried it again, and we got one, and we killed that one pretty quickly. He run up out of there, and we got that one, and then we went back. We knew there was another pair in there. We went back last Thursday, and we killed that pair. And but the snow in the tracks down in there, I don't think there might be a third as many deer as usual, but it might only be 25%. I mean, it's nuts. You go down through there. It used to be, every 50 yards along them trails, it'd be a deer trail crossing our snowmobile trail through there, and there ain't many this year. It's strange, but yet outside of there, and you get up the hill and a little ways away, the deer are still there, and they just didn't tighten up down right in the middle of the bottom there, the bogs and stuff.
Has there been many deer getting hit in town?
No, I did see one.
3 at my house.
Oh, there has been 3.
3 does at my house, and they hit.
Who's picking them up?
They hit a big 12-pointer over by Sandy Stream Road.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, a while ago, and then there was an 8-pointer hit going on 15. Somebody hit an 8-pointer over there. But yeah, 3 at my house.
Would you grab them for me if you get any more there?
I could have, Joe, then, but I didn't. I didn't.
No,
need
but I
them,
mean,
so.
if you do,
yeah,
get
I
any
will.
more.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get a few for.
Yeah, the other morning I was going. I'd come to town. I was going. I think it was I can't remember what day it was. Oh, I was coming back from my sleep study, from my apnea study the other day. That's another story.
When are they going to wake you up from that anyway?
And right in front of the old...
I could have, listen, I'm not a doctor. I could have told you had sleep apnea 15 years ago. Anybody that spends any time with you while you're sleeping would be like, I'm going to...
No, you know what amazes me about him? You like when we share rooms and stuff, we all talk. Hal, his head hits the pillow and he's out.
Yeah.
He's out until it's time to get up. How do you do that?
I had to get another room. We were in Essex doing a show, and I got out in the middle of the night. I went downstairs, and I got another room. And next morning, I walk in there like, Lib, where you been? I'm like, sleeping.
My
You can't
superpower
sleep in here.
Unlike the rest of
I
us.
can fall asleep faster than Hal, so anytime I'm with him, I'm just out before he is, and I don't
You're faster than him?
Oh, man. Yeah, just like you described.
I've always been like that. I don't know why either. And Deb's told me I've had it for years, and but I kind of poo-pooed it, and because anybody that ever talked to that had it, they were always like always tired during the day, because they weren't getting any sleep at night. I'm not like that, I sleep all night, but she said I'll stop breathing, and sometimes when I'm snoring, I kind of maybe choke a little bit, but it never wakes me up.
That's not normal.
And
What's poo-poo?
Poo-poo.
I poo-pooed it.
so anyways, the reason I went was because when I had my foot surgery, I went into that AFib during the surgery, and the doctor, so I ended up going to the...
I get his gun, guys.
I was going to say, he's like on his way out. Somebody call hospice.
Yeah. So I ended up going to the cardiologist down there at the VA, and he said, well, we'll get to the bottom of it. But he said, do you have sleep apnea? And I go, well, I probably do. I said, but I've never had a study. He go, well, it's the first thing you're going to get, because I think, he said that's one of the causes of it, because if you stop breathing, I guess, is something that cuts off some oxygen. It can cause it anyway. But so that's the reason I had to do it anyways. But so I got to go down on, and because of it, it's still, I'm out of rhythm a little bit. So I got to go March 2nd, and he's going to put the juice to me and jumpstart me back and get it flowing. But I don't feel it or nothing. It's not the kind that like races. My heartbeat doesn't race. It's 50, 60 beats a minute. But it's just a little bit out of kilter. He said, I would just get it back in. He said it might never happen again. So anyways, I was going back for my sleep study, and there was a little deer that was hit right in front of right by the golf course, by the old Moose River Town Hall thing there.
Yeah, I noticed coming up every day through the forks. I mean, that's really the sign of a bad winter or not, is how many deer are on the road down there, and there's nothing. I mean, they're just there's not as many deer. It doesn't force them into the road as much.
And I mean, they didn't even have any snow down there until a couple weeks ago,
right?
To speak of. I mean, the hillside was half bare up there.
Yeah.
I think in town here, though, that there's so many people feeding them now. It's huge, and that spreads them out a little more. I think, don't you?
Yeah,
I
but
do. I have a lot less deer at my house than I usually do.
Well, it's because they didn't come, Mike. They're still everywhere.
I know.
The deer. I've been everywhere I go on my snow machine. You'll find a deer track out in the middle of places that, why the heck's a deer here?
Yeah.
They just never came down, and I think they got a lot of them. Like now, they're not going to come because it's enough snow and it's settled and it's kind of firm where they can't travel down through the hardwoods and stuff. I mean, they could if they wanted to, I guess, but wherever they are now, they're going to be stuck there. But they're in the softwood, and there's still, it seems like there's, I don't know, if you just look at it, it seems like there's a lot of snow. But the other day, I was telling you, I stopped and measured it, like right in we was coming down one of the logging roads that hadn't been plowed, a place where it wouldn't drift or anything, and I stuck my axe down in it, and it came right to the bottom of the head of my axe, and it's about 2 feet. Now that's in the road where the brush isn't holding it up, but you get in the raspberries and the brush, it'll be a little deeper than that, but that ain't much snow. So when we were coming, I was taking a couple of buddies, but on a little off-trail ride, and we got on Holub Pond, and we came down, and there's it's the Portage Trail off the end of it. It goes over towards Addy, and it's all dark growth in there, softwood, it's open underneath, but a good canopy. And I said, I'm going to measure the snow in here. I wanted to see the crust, too. We didn't get it warmed up that day, but we didn't get it firmed it up, but we don't really have a crust. I got off my machine, took my axe, and I walked over in there. And just walking in, I said, boy, there ain't much snow here. I stuck my axe down in there, and there's just about a foot of snow in under the green growth. And no crust. It's just like maybe like an eggshell where it dripped out of the trees, but it's not enough crust to hold a coyote or even a fox. And in that whole trip the other day, I never saw one fresh coyote track. There was a couple of old tracks on Holub and a couple of old tracks on the upper end of Little Bigwood. In all that country, no coyote tracks. It's really nice to see that. And the other day, when we got those deep snows, that's the time to get them coyotes with the hounds. They have to jump. They can't run in it. And we killed 6 in one day there. And all of them was fairly short chases. I think the longest one might have been an hour, but the coyotes just had to jump, and the dogs.
Was that the day they ran that one out to you on the lake? The one that was coming right towards you?
No, it wasn't on the lake. It was on the trail. I was right by the lake. There's a deer trail that crosses, it kind of follows the edge of the lake in the softwoods. And I was standing. I was going to stand. I should have stood there, but I went down so I could see on the lake in case it broke from the lake.
The wrong
no,
story.
I meant the one that came on the back of the dog's.
Oh,
dog
yeah.
I knew what you was talking about.
Oh, jeez.
Someone gets me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I measured 45, up in Lake Gore.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I found a spot the other day that I could stand in a trench for my snowmobile, and it was right to my shoulders. But that's like the north side of
Yeah. But
and the elevation was high.
It's always like that at the border, but that ain't where the deer stay anyway.
No,
They're down out of those places.
It was a 2200 where I measured, actually.
Yeah. But it's been a good.
Yeah,
good
that
year
picture
for the
you
deer.
posted of those 3 bucks headed a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
that was pretty interesting. You don't see that a lot where you.
And that was that was before those 2 snows. I think they felt that storm that weekend coming on, and they decided they probably toughed it out long. Not toughed it out because there wasn't much snow. They came walking up over the snowbank. I didn't know what it was, and it was a plowed road I was going down, and there was about an inch of snow on the side of it there, and the track looked funny. I thought it was, when it come over the bank, I thought it was a lynx track because there's all kinds of lynx up there. I said to my grandson, I said, Rylan, what kind of track's that right there? And he rolls the window down. He says, it's a deer track. I go, no, it ain't. He goes, yeah, it's a deer track. And I said, oh, geez. I stopped the truck and get out and looked, and there was 3 big bucks walking down that plowed road. And they walked it about, over a half a mile. And there was a sugar camp there, and it's like they didn't want to go out in the yard of the sugar camp. So they just went up over the snowbank on the other side and kept going. I think there was only from there, I don't know, a mile and a half to Canada or something. I think that's where they were going to that deer yard over there. But they'd stayed. That was like right at the end of January, and they'd stayed in the middle of nowhere for that long,
Those apple trees up at Heel Pond Road there was deer under them, last week or so. Do you see that?
Yeah, the deer everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, that way up there, you wouldn't expect to see deer now.
There's deer behind my house, and if you go down by McTavish's pond and you look in the woods all along that dark growth right there, you see deer tracks. There's deer all in there, up around the pond and towards Coburn. Yeah. Even after this, like I said, I think we got 22 inches, but the strange thing is that's all the snow we had snow before it, but it's just settled so much that this, like a couple of feet out in the open, but in under that softwood, it's, for a deer, it's only knee deep to them under there.
Right.
So makes it good for them because they can wander and there's so much feed for them, all those little fur blowdowns, and they'll eat the fir needles and the moss, and they can get everywhere. So it also, like 2 years in a row now, last year they weren't down in the deer yard either, so there's a lot of feed that can grow back. When they all get tucked down in there early, they eat that up pretty quick, So, yeah. Good winter for the deer.
What have you been up to, Lee?
Oh, little antler hunting, little skiing, little snowmobiling, little ice fishing. Don't you see all my posts on Facebook?
No. Matter of fact, we don't.
Retired or semi-retired?
Oh, we're still in the semi-retirement.
Depends which week it is, Joe.
Yeah, I get bored easy. Anybody that knows me, so we'll see.
Well, you're
Yeah,
skiing. You're skiing. You must be real bored.
Yeah, it'd have to be real boring to go skiing.
You seen my wife?
You got a pink jacket. Oh, what's that? Excuse me?
You seen my wife?
Yeah.
So I follow her.
Oh, okay.
That's the only reason he skis.
I was hoping a reason like that was the reason.
Yeah. Oh, shit. No. Yeah, antler hunting. We did really good early till that big storm came.
Yeah, but they'll be there this spring. You go right where they were, and they're covered up now. And
this was the first year I really took it serious and went. And I was surprised how easy it is. I don't know what you guys are bitching about, but they're everywhere. They're behind every tree.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because you've got a private area to go in.
No.
Yeah, in behind them locked gates. Yeah, that's the way he rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's bulls up there.
Well, I hate to tell you, but those lock gates are all unlocked this time of year. So.
Yeah, but them bulls are there because they never get hunted. Nobody can get there to shoot them.
Yeah, I know one guy that was hunting this area, and I picked up a smashing antler right where he was. That must have been the one he saw because he was really after it, but he didn't get it. But no, in the ice fishing, we opened, actually the state opened 9 little ponds over there in Franklin County.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I put an ice shack out on Lincoln Pond. It's hard to get to now. You got to leave from the town. So I don't know. I mean, you can get within 10 miles of it, but from town, it's like a 20-mile trip in to go ice fishing. So it's kind of fun. I've actually got some guys coming up this weekend I'm going to take out there.
Rookies?
Yeah, there's some brookies in there, but mostly they're trying to get the lake trout out. So they put the lake trout in there in 1956, and they just kind of dominated everything and ate all the brook trout. But, you know, the biologists of old were, I think, trying to encourage sportsmen to come up from the cities. And now the biologists of today are trying to correct those problems that they created, really. So
Sebago Lake.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Remember that? They put them in there in the late 70s. And
69, I think.
Oh, was it?
I think it was pretty sure it was 69.
Yeah. I know 2 guys, I think I've talked about it before. It was Danny Day and Chris Burnell. They're the ones that kind of came up with that idea to take the smelt eggs out of the rivers on burlap, I believe it was. Then they took them to the University of Maine, I believe, and had them tested, and then took the burlap over to Sebago and hung them in the water and let them hatch out there. And I'm not kidding you, in 4 or 5 years, and this is what I recall of it, the smelt population came back in that lake, and I think those 2 guys single-handedly really helped the fish population over there, but they'll never get any credit for it because, that's just how it is.
Well, it's like when they put bass in the Kennebec, screwed everything up here.
Yeah.
As far as
I know a long time ago, we got back in the 60s, the yellow perch got in these lakes here between Parlin here and Bigwood a little bit. They got in all of them, and they believe they got in there. The old timers that lived here said they believe they got in there from when ice fishing started getting popular in the 60s. They'd lug up bait buckets with any minnows in them and use them for bait, and the rest of them they either dumped in the hole or they got away, and that's how the yellow perch got a hold up here. And then that's why now we don't have – it's not that the yellow perch eat all the trout and the salmon, but they compete for the food. And the biologist told me, I didn't know nothing about it years ago, that a body of water can only hold X amount of pounds of fish per acre. That's how they figure it. And it depends on the water and the feed. Every body of water is not the same. So biologists said if the number is 30 pounds of fish per acre and you got 20 pounds of yellow perch, you're only ever going to have 10 pounds of trout or salmon. Right. He said that's the whole equation. So the only way to get around it is to get rid of the yellow perch, or in some cases it's get rid of the togue so you can have better trout and salmon fishing.
So that's what they're trying to do, and I don't know as it's going to work, because it's funny because most people throw stock brook trout back in because they don't taste the same.
Right.
They don't, and so most of them throw them back in, and then Lincoln Pond in particular is it's 1 over 18 and 2 under 18, and I haven't caught anything under 18 yet. But we've been pulling 4.5 pound togue out of there pretty regularly.
See, if they want to get rid of the togue, they should do like what they did on Moosehead, and they did it up on Bigwood years ago, back in the 80s. They lowered it down to, I think on Bigwood it was 14 inches on togue and 5 fish.
Yeah.
You can't catch a togue in Bigwood anymore.
Really?
They got no. I mean, if you fished deep in the summer and fished in the bottom in the 80 feet, maybe you'd get one, because there's still once in a while they get one in Little Bigwood, and it all connects. But you don't catch togue there no more. You catch trout and salmon, and of course, yellow perch. Now the bass got in there. So
really,
oh yeah, they come up the river from. They got in.
They don't bite in the winter though.
Grassway. Then they were in Long Pond. Then they were in Bigwood. Now they're in Addian.
Addian. See, that's the thing. They're over there in Long Pond, infested. 50, 60 a day. Very common.
Really?
Very common. Oh, yes.
Best bass fish in the world. Nobody knows it.
I take more bass fishermen guiding.
Really?
And I do trout fishermen, yes. I'm telling you, it's crazy because all these bear hunters that come here, they're all big bass guys.
Right.
And they hear, oh, yeah, I can get down there and catch 60. And they're like, right. No, bring 1 rod and 6 lures. And yeah, that's all you need to do. You guys know how good it is.
Sure.
Right, Hal? It's that good.
My grandson goes down there with his uncle or something. From shore, they'll catch 50 bass from shore, and some of them are 5 pounds.
Yeah.
No way.
Oh,
the
yeah.
river's
Is that
full
right?
of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're that big, huh?
Holy shit.
Yeah. Mikey had one of his
kill 'em
guys.
all?
Huh?
They kill them all?
No, they throw them back.
Throw 'em back.
Yeah.
That killing them, that ship sailed a long time ago. I mean, you're not going to get
You're
them
not
out
gonna
of
get
there.
rid
You're
of
not
them.
going to bother that. So might as well. Yeah. But Addian, that I was getting to, is Addian, you couldn't draw a picture of a bed of Bass Lake. You couldn't do
Really?
it. It's got inlets,
Yeah.
rocks everywhere. It's
There's
just
rocks
absolutely
everywhere.
beautiful. Yeah.
Full of crayfish.
Yeah.
Full of crayfish and minnows and them fall fish, chubs and big ones.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of feed. So I probably the bass ain't going to affect the trout fishing because there's so much other feed for them that's easier to get than catching a trout or a salmon,
Right.
Right. And I don't believe the bass follow the smelts around like the trout and the salmon do. I don't believe that happens. About
too
just
easy
can
to-
correct me if he wants, but
It's too easy to catch the crayfish.
yeah.
In those little minnows, there's schools of them little minnows in there. And even a yellow perch can't be hard to catch for a bass,
Right.
But anyway, how do we get on that subject?
He asked me what I've been up to. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ice fishing.
snowmobiling was good for about 1 week. I wrote
last
every
week,
day.
right?
I think I wrote every day last week and just tried to destroy every mountaintop I could find, and now that's over. So
It's over because it settled, you mean?
yeah, I just turned to concrete.
Yeah.
I had a group last week, and I went Friday, and I frigged my shoulder up, so I didn't go Saturday. And they said, well, we're just going to go stay close to town. And they left at 10 and came back at 12:30. Said that the woods overnight had turned into just concrete, just like wet concrete. You know what I mean? And then, of course, it got sub-zero there Monday morning, and I'm just you can walk on that shit in a lot of places right now.
Oh, you can? See, we didn't. You must have got some rain then.
Oh, it's just so warm, But I'm gonna go check
We didn't get that over
Thursday.
here.
I'm gonna go check up high and just see if it's rideable. And because I got some guys coming in this weekend, I think they'd like to ride, but the snow isn't going to be great with the rain coming Thursday and Friday. So we're going to ice fish instead. So
Over here, it's like when I took that little off-trail ride, we stayed mostly on logging roads, but it ain't a crust that holds the machine. I mean, even the skis go down through it, but it's firm,
no, it was beautiful last week. There was no base to it. It's just ripped through the woods.
Nice.
Rip.
I see all them places where the guys go up off the roads and the in the cuts and the ditches, but they're spinning right at the bottom. There's dirt and grass flying up out of where they
We
went.
call them stump diggers.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
You
most
get up
of them
high
do it
enough,
right off
though.
the Groom Snowmobile Trail, and they destroy the trail.
Oh, and they stop in
They
the
can't go out on a
trail
road.
and spin, right.
They go
Get
right off the
off.
trail and back across
Yeah.
it again. And
You're
idiots.
Your girlfriend might think it's impressive that you jumped a ditch, but we don't.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Team member Mark Sheeran here. Listen, everybody's been asking why we switched to the Skinner Peep sights this year. And there's a whole bunch of reasons. First of all, the owner of Skinner Sights, Andy Larson, was willing to collaborate with us to build the best ghost sight for tracking on the market. And he took our input and really put it into practice. And the aperture, the ghost ring itself is thinner, so it allows more light in. It's all steel construction. It's got a lifetime warranty, and it's also a very elegant sight. So there are some other features as well. The ghost sight itself is dovetailed into the body of the sight, which makes it really, really sturdy, and it can't fall out of adjustment. And between that and the fact that it's all steel, and the Peep sight is optimized for the tracker and the still hunter, it's an amazing sight. So you can go on to bigwoodsbucks.com and get your BWB Tracker Series Peep sight today. All right, good luck on the hunt.
I got some housekeeping things we should take care of here. And, of course, we had guests on the last 2 times, so we didn't get to talk about kind of some things that was going on at Big Woods here. So we've been doing a lot of planning and strategizing lately over the winter here because...
It's the last time you cleaned those glasses, Hal.
For what?
To look through
Are
them.
they dirty?
Show Joe.
They look perfect to me. Of course, my eyes are about as good as my ears.
Oh, good as his.
So, speaking of eyes,
Uh-oh.
I just got contacts.
Oh, did you?
I ran out, so I don't have them today. But, yeah, so anybody out there that's having trouble with their vision, like I used to be able to tell how many points a buck had at 250 yards easily. Like I was so proud of my eyes.
You were so full of crap.
Nope. But I couldn't see up close. It was like the end of my fingertips kept getting further away. So I went to the VA, and 4 pair of glasses later, and I still couldn't get it right. Like the transition lenses, I can't do that because you can't walk up a ladder with those stupid things. So I found an optometrist in Farmington. She's awesome. And I said, hey, listen, I'm used to using my cheaters to read, but I want to be able to see at a distance like I used to. So
wait a minute. Now, you lost your distant vision?
yeah, so the distance started getting fuzzy.
Oh,
like I would
I
look
got
out
you.
and look at a buck on the lawn eating. I'd be like I should be able to tell if that's an 8 or a 10 or pretty close. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but it was like I just saw a tree on top of his head. That's all. Like this thing just has something. And so that's when I really started to notice. And then last year, deer hunting, looking through my scope a couple times, I'm like, you know what? I wouldn't be able to tell how, what he had for horns. So that kind of bothered me. So I started right after deer season trying to figure this out.
Wait a minute. Does it matter what he has for horns?
Yes. So anyways, I ended up getting contacts for distance, and I still use the cheaters to read, which I guess is not that uncommon. But what happened was it brought my eyes to 20/20, so I actually can read like text messages, and I just can't do blueprints for hours with them. But now I can look through my scope or look out there and see what I want to see. But so anyways, that's over it.
Yeah. I went last year. I had something. I kept getting like I thought floaters in my eye, in my shooting eye too, and I'd only notice it driving. I'd be driving. I'd go, I'd kind of like blink and rub my eye, and I said, "Geez, I got something going on." So I went to the eye doctor down at the VA, and this young gal put me all through the stuff, and she said, "When's the last time you had your eyes checked?" I said, "I think I was 45, so almost 20 years ago." Yeah, okay. So she's looking at everything, and the eye doctor come in afterwards, and she told me they put drops in there and they do all this stuff. They did a complete thing on it. She goes, "Your eyes are really," she said, "they're healthy." She said, "They haven't changed. They did my whole thing, and my eyes have not changed in them 20 years.
Nice.
I have one that's a little weaker, and they discovered that. That's why I went 20 years ago, because I thought there was something wrong. And the doctor goes, "Well, most people wouldn't notice it, but it would be my right eye was getting weaker there 20 years ago. I thought it was getting bad, and it was still 20/20. He said, "We can give you a glasses for that. I said, no. I said, if it's 2020, I'm all good. But my other one was, he said, I stopped at 2015 on your left eye. So it hasn't changed in 20 years. He said, it's just the same. I can still see way out, but I have same thing, fingertip level. I mean, I can read on my phone. Yeah, but everything, I usually put my glasses on. I wear them down on my nose, like if I'm doing my computer stuff, and I can see the TV too. But dim light is the worst thing. You probably noticed it too.
Yeah, so the contacts helped with the night driving too.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, because I'm only 55. It's not like I should. But I started to dread driving on a rainy night because of the glare and the halos, and that did
bad.
help with that. Yeah, I think that's dangerous. I remember I drove to Canada not last year, the year before, and it was like snowing like a bastard and kind of wet and shitty, and I was like, I can't. I'm gonna hurt somebody if I felt that way. You know what I mean? So I pulled over and let somebody else drive, and that's when I started to think, all right, I got to do something. Don't
you know what you do at night when it's raining? You put your sunglasses on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it takes the glare out of everything.
Nice. I am not going to do that because that's what Grandpa
like
does,
riding with Stevie Wonder or something.
No, but I just wanted people to know, like those. I have people that wear transition glasses. Ned wears transitions, and I can't even walk in them. I can't imagine trying to walk through the woods and over shit without falling down. And so, but the optometrist said it's not uncommon for people to ask for, just get one of my visions back. And to me, it was the long distance, and I can use the cheaters, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. My granddaughter, her mother took her down to the eye doctor, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. And she's 15. She's going on 16 years old, and her vision was so bad, and they never knew it. She got glasses and was driving home, and she's a chatterbox. She never said a word. Jess said, "What's the matter, Kylie?" She's just looking out the window at everything. She goes, "Mom, I can see the pine needles on the trees." She couldn't see anything.
No.
To get to that age and not... She just thought that's what everybody saw, what she was seeing. She thought it was normal.
Yeah.
And so they're going to get her... I think she's got the same thing between the near and the far or something, she said. So I guess she's going to get contacts too or something. But
she scored 14 points in the game the other night. Maybe
that's why.
Helped her. She had a heck of a game.
Yeah, she's been playing basketball. I said, how the heck did she ever see the
I know,
you
told me this story, and I'm going, how the heck did she keep playing like that?
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing for housekeeping?
Okay.
You in a hurry, Lib?
I'm hungry.
You are?
Hungry.
Did you get lunch?
I got breakfast. You didn't want any.
Oh, Jesus.
They asked you? They didn't ask me. I would have taken one, but...
Who's going to bring the takeout down to us? Marie?
Well, if you're here?
So anyways, a couple of housekeeping things. Not the main thing. I got to start at the top of the list, and we won't even get through them on this podcast. But the biggest thing that I'm glad about is finally, and people have been asking, and I'm glad you people have been patient with our clothing, because not everybody, but people that's been wanting it knew that Silent Predator quit making our clothing about a year ago. And we were back to square one with the stitching. Not only that, but with the wool, because they had told us that the wool, where they were getting the wool, was out of business, and we found out later that wasn't actually accurate. They had some shutdowns during the COVID, I guess. But anyways, we actually are getting the wool. It's the same wool we had from the same company, and they just never knew it was for us because Silent Predator bought it under their parent company name, and they actually still had 220 yards of the green check. They got it sitting there now, and they have minimum orders. So this time around, we're going to be able to. It's going to actually be a better deal for us and everybody, because we're going to have more control over the whole situation. We're going to buy the wool and get it to the stitching company, which Chris has already met with one of them. And today, I think he met with a stitching company in Massachusetts, and he's meeting with a gal that they call the designer. So she's got to take the clothing apart, I guess, or measure and figure out, make the patterns for it, because we don't have the patterns. Silent Predators got the patterns of what they were using. So that's what he's doing today between the jacket, pants, and the packs. Is they're going through that process, and then the stitcher he met with was happy to do it. And so it's on track, and we're thinking we'll probably have stuff by spring easy enough. I think probably because there was so many a demand, and it's the easiest thing, is we'll probably have them stitch up a bunch of packs first, do a couple of 100 packs so we have them available, and then get going on probably the jackets next, and then the pants or something. And it's a lot of work with the patterns because, there's the jackets is easier because there's, medium, large, extra large, 2X, whatever. But the pants, you got the waist size and the length, more patterns to it. But anyways, it's good news. It's no problem. They've assured us there's no problem getting all the wool we want. We just order it in lots, and we'll get it. And so anyways, good news for us. So just keep posted on. We'll announce it as soon as, probably as soon as we get the wool to the stitcher and they get going with it. We'll probably put it out there for, probably, I don't know if they're going to do advance orders or something. That's between.
They're still taking suggestion for changes on the packs, right?
Well, we had done that internally. We was talking about while we're going through all this and getting new patterns made, that now would be a chance if we wanted to change anything about the pack. And we had the team members submit comments, and then we thought we'd put it out there. I can do it here too, but we thought we might do it in a Facebook post to people that already have the pack, or maybe people that were looking at it and they think maybe they'd rather see something different. Now, we ain't going to accommodate everybody. I know one thing somebody talked about was taking off that, which originally was designed as a GPS or radio pocket on the top, but a lot of people use them for a water bottle pocket.
But they got to be a little bit bigger for a water bottle.
Yeah,
for a standard. Yeah,
it's not a problem.
Because that's what it would work well as. I would have that vote too, like rid of that thing. And
any of that's no problem.
Wider belt would be good too, I think.
Yeah, I've already got the design on that. So when Silent Predator started making them, they went to a narrower belt. It went from 2-inch to 1.5 inches. Was out of our hands. But we're going to go back to the 2-inch belt was on the original one, and we're going to make two models. We're going to make because a lot of people, we made the other one so people could put suspenders on, clip them on, because some people want the shoulder straps. We're going to actually make a separate model with shoulder straps. It's going to be simple. It's not going to be a bunch of tricky stuff. It's just going to be the same belting as the waist, 2-inch straps, and they'll cross in the back like suspenders. They'll be sewn into the pack, and then they'll have a loop in the front so you can adjust where it goes, because, different people are different sizes. So when you get your belt adjusted, you just pop the loops over the waist strap and just put them where you want it, and then it'll have a little, probably a 1/2-inch wide piece of webbing with a pull buckle on it. You buckle it, and then you can adjust, pull it tight to keep them from your shoulder straps from slipping off or something, like most any of the packs have that.
It needs that too because of the shape of that pack. It's square, as opposed to most fanny packs are a little bit narrower, so the weight hangs off a lot.
Yeah, and the other thing we talked about, and I think we'll add to it, is where it comes around, the belt comes out of the pack and comes around, put some wool on maybe the first 4 or 5 inches on each side for like a little padded thing on the waist strap where it comes out like almost like a triangle fashion. A lot of packs have that. So that's the things we've been talking about. So anybody listening, if you think there's anything else, and again, we're not going to accommodate everything, because we try to, the more you add to these packs in the stitching and all the stuff, it just keeps jacking the price more and more. And I've always been of the mindset that keep it simple as you can. You want it to be, useful, but not a bunch of little gadgets on it and stuff.
We're going to use the same lining, right?
The same what?
Lining on the inside?
Yeah, well, it'll be a lining. I don't know if it's the exact same material because we got to source that. But
that was nice. That was something I liked.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Cordura, they call it, or something, a Cordura nylon. Actually, I was looking at one. I've been sourcing it. There's a fabric company out in Seattle that does a lot of the stuff with boats and stuff, and they have one that's it's actually, they call it, I think it's Cordura, but it's vinyl coated, so that should make it completely waterproof.
Yeah.
I was looking at that particular fabric. I think I'll have them send out a piece of it so I can look at. It's hard to buy stuff like that online. You go and buy a 100-yard roll of it, and it ain't what you want, So, but they'll send you a piece of it in an envelope to look at. So those that's what we got going on with that. And then I know in the jackets and the pants, people have had suggestions over the years, pockets on the side of the pants, and I think the way we might approach that is maybe because Silent Predator would do it. It could, if you want side pockets, it's just an option. It's an extra $20 or whatever it is. And we might do it that way. Some people asked about having a zippered pocket in the back of the jacket. Any of that's possible, but I don't think we want to, because some people like it, to make it that way other than having it to be an option. It's an optional zippered back pocket. Cause
like I like like the pocket on the inside that's down lower that doesn't have a zipper. See, I would like zippers on all pockets because if I put something in there, I'm always concerned I'm going to lose it or.
On the inside pockets, I never use those. You use them?
No, I don't either. I would if I.
Oh,
if it was zippered, I would. That's.
What do you put in there?
Food, knowing Joe.
No, that goes in the fanny pack. I need more room for the food. I've got a Kuiu 7200 backpack I carry my food in.
Yeah.
What we need is like that.
We hired some kid.
What do they call it? The Robbie vest that holds all your shit.
The what?
The Robbie vest, is it? You've seen that commercial.
No.
Oh, yeah. Put your phone.
Everything in your vest and just do that in the jacket. Then we don't need the pack.
Oh. But those slanted pockets we have on the those are the best.
Those are great.
Yeah.
I keep
Never
my
can
phone in
change
there.
those. Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah.
You can get at your camera so quick. Those are great.
Well, I think the fanny pack should be smaller or a smaller version.
Well, that is
we made it smaller once,
right? That is
enough.
the smaller version. And funny you should say that because I think maybe what we'll do is I think the people that put the suspenders on, I think they wanted suspenders because they carry more. They might carry a couple bottles of Gatorade or something heavier.
Yeah.
I was thinking about actually making that one back to the original size.
No.
That thing
that's a
was.
suitcase.
I could fit in that thing.
All right.
Let's not get
green
carried
ones?
away, Lee.
The green ones?
The original, the ones.
The original one. That thing was like a. I kidding.
I like
it was
it.
like
Huge.
It was like my sea bag.
I like the size of the one we have now, but I'd like it taller and narrower.
Yeah.
It's just
I carry
the
one
weight
that's
carries
half
better.
the size of that.
What do you mean narrower?
Well, right now it's
not narrower
it's
side
square. I'd like to see it like narrower so that there's more on your back, but it doesn't hang out as far. Because that's really what gets it is because the weight
I'm gonna
hangs on.
modify mine.
It's deeper, you mean?
Yeah,
Not as deep away from
right.
you.
Not as deep, right?
I got
What's that, for Pringles? Pringles fit in there, Joe, like that?
Peanut butter and fluff, Mike. That's all I carry.
Maybe Yep. I thought you.
Then
were
we got to get with Ziploc,
But we
so
gotta
we can have
remember,
our logo on a Ziploc bag. Because I don't, that's what I drink water out of.
On a serious note, though, if there can be one, but you guys putting their trail cameras in them now too. We can't.
I can put 3 in mine
I can
easily.
get 2 in mine. Yeah,
Yeah.
Like 2. But I don't think we should go smaller at all. That's
Maybe
my
it should
my
be an
opinion.
option. It's not just a one way.
Well, the thing is we got to make the patterns. So that's why we want to get the ideas. And so anybody out there listening, if you're, tell me who you agree with. You can send me a message. And
Well, you're going to lie and say everyone agreed with you.
Yeah,
If you do
that's
that,
how
right?
he is.
of course I am.
Smaller pack. You don't need to carry all that shit. You know how many deer you probably miss by carrying too much weight?
Well, there's no question a lot of people carry too much stuff. I tell people in my pack, when I put my sandwiches in there in the morning, it's the heaviest it is, and it don't weigh more than 5 pounds.
Right.
My pack, it never does. The only difference would be is if I was in a place where, like when we used to go to Ontario, remember, you didn't dare to drink that water out there. I'd carry a bottle of water, but I don't out here, but 5 pounds is all I'm carrying. Yeah. All right, so anybody wants to comment on that, feel free to, send me a messenger, a email, or whatever you want to do.
Since we're just throwing stuff out there, stepping over to guns a little bit, I saw some posts recently, people talking about they saw that Remington had the 7600s on their site and wondering, are they going to start producing them again?
I don't know. I haven't had a conversation with anybody yet. I'm trying to, but it seems like they will, just because they know there's a big demand. They're not dumb. They see what's going on in the aftermarket. I told them for years that they should make other calibers. We was trying to get them. That's why we started with our special runs, because they didn't want to do it. So we'll see. But I think they probably will when they get. The thing was, I was glad to see was they're making $100 million investment, because they bought the company for a song basically, but they're opening a facility in Georgia, so they're serious. They're not dubbing. They're serious about being in the gun business. So I'm sure they will.
Yep.
As soon as they get these shotguns, they already said they'd start with the shotguns. Then they would go to the and then the 700s, and then go from there. Ben Allen's trying to call me.
Yeah. He found a nice deadhead yesterday.
Yeah, I see that. So yeah, hopefully they do. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know why they.
Who knows what the quality would be, but
no, it'll be good quality. I think that's why they're doing the same thing that Ruger's doing with Marlin. They're bringing the stuff out slow because they know it's going to depend on a good quality firearm. You know what I mean? And the quality was there, quite frankly. When I got done there, we'd fixed basically everything. And they know, well, I say they know, the people that were there know, and before, that last bankruptcy, a lot of the people that had the knowledge was gone, but it's all in the prints. They've got the capability of making them a good quality gun if they want to. So, and I think they will. And that's why Marlin is, they're bringing out one model at a time. They brought out that stainless, 1895. They started there, and they'll keep adding them, but they want everything to be right, because if you don't launch that stuff right, you're already losing, right?
Right.
So yeah, I think it'll be a good deal.
I saw there was a 6mm 760 that someone was asking. I think it was like $16,000.
I saw that somebody posted that.
I think that's got to be.
They must have added a zero
screwing
to that.
around or something,
or added a zero by mistake. Yeah. So what else I got on my little housekeeping list? We covered the clothing packs. Oh, and part of that would be also is those capes. A lot of people have been asking for the vests, and we'll have them. They got the orange.
Are they going to stay the zippered, or we're going to go back to the buttons?
Well, the zippered ones were the what people could buy, either just to buy it to put on whatever they had for a jacket, or it was a replacement for if you wore out one you got with a coat.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll have the zippered ones, but we'll have the ones that come on the clothes will still be
buttoned. Okay,
yeah,
good.
To start with, yeah. But the reasoning was because there's different sizes, there was no way to get the buttons, the snaps exactly the same. That's why they didn't want to make a replacement one, because you'd get it and the snaps didn't line up. If they're just off an inch, it makes you look like a ragamuffin, So that's why it went to the zippered ones. But they'll be both. They'll come with if you buy it with the complete thing, it'll be snapped on. And again, that's going to be taken care of in the design, the pattern, the gal that does the patterns and stuff. So, deer season, that's pretty well booked up, except, you want to make that announcement, Mikey?
You told me not to.
No.
Not that.
About you.
Oh, not that one.
I knew. I was just praying he was going to say the other.
Christ, do we?
No,
we're over here reading minds. They don't even know what they're talking about.
I was just sitting here quiet as could be going, please say it.
So Mikey,
I think what he wants to know is
Mikey
you're going to guide a week.
yeah, Mikey was going. See, Mikey said he was going into retirement. You see, so he didn't want a guy to Hunter this year, but he just told me he wants a guy to Hunter this year for the first week. So anybody,
Why did he say that?
I don't know.
Yeah, okay, Joe.
He didn't want to retire ahead of me there.
Yeah.
That's as far as that's going to go, I think.
Yeah.
No, I just.
Come on, Hal.
I don't mind it. I've made a command decision because it's always about, you go through life and you're setting some different goals along the way. And when I started, the Big Woods outfit I said I'll guide for 2 weeks because I gave up a lot of my deer hunting over the years. Basically, I only went when, when I had my hunter got a deer or whatever. So I didn't have a lot of chance to hunt. So anyways, I said I'll do 2 weeks. And back when I remember my goal when I turned 60 was I wanted to shoot 20 more tracking before I turned 80. Because I figured at 80, I don't know how much tracking I'm going to do. The guy was probably wheeling me around in a wheelbarrow and getting me on a stand somewhere. But anyways, so I'm going to be
An old one with a metal wheel.
Yeah.
With a drool cup. I can see him now.
So
Big Woods butt, drool cup.
His arms hanging off the side.
yeah. Yeah.
Mikey, cut that limb for me, will you?
Hey, you'll be in the wheelbarrow beside me.
I'm already halfway there.
So anyways, I'm turning 65 here in a couple of months, and so for this date, I decided I'm gonna retire from guiding deer hunters. I'll still do the moose and the bear, but I guess as I get older, I figure maybe I need a little more time to get one of my own. Plus, I haven't been able to go by guiding the last few years. I haven't been able to get over to the Adirondacks or do something else.
So Jerry, is he second week?
No, Jerry's not going to come this year. He's thinking about bringing his son and coming and hunting with his son, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to come the second week because this year we didn't have the snow. The first 2 years we did, and last year we didn't. I said, well, Jerry, that's the way it goes. You can't predict weather ahead of time. So
my old buddy Steve was the same way, and I understand it, not knowing. You come a few years and you don't get the snow. Sometimes we get it the first week and you never know. So who do you got second week?
Well, I got a guy from the UP probably coming. That's dreamed about hunting out here. Good hunter from the UP, killed a lot of bucks there, and did a pretty good interview with him. If he's listening, he knows who I'm talking about. We don't make any names yet. So it's not 100% either. I talked to him yesterday, and he asked me to give him a couple weeks. I said, no problem. I won't have, probably if I announce it, there'll be somebody else might be interested if I had a week.
Or you get another week to hunt.
Or I get another week to hunt. Doesn't matter to me.
Win-win.
So that's it.
So getting back to the reason I'm guiding is that I want to guide one more week with my buddy Hal before we croak. Now, so it looks like I better do it this year.
Yeah. So anybody want to hunt with Mikey the first week this year?
First or second, actually. Whatever one. First or second.
I got to look at my schedule. The whole. That's the reason I brought it up because the guided hunts for all the guides that I had committed are booked, and I can't remember, but I've got maybe 6 rooms or cabins left for the whole season. I think there's a couple for the first, a couple for the second, and a couple for the Thanksgiving week. Everything's booked the third week. So if anybody's interested in either going with Mikey the first or second week or going American plan those other weeks, get a hold of me. Best way initially, you can call, but the best way initially is just send me an email. I'll get it. I'll see it, and be easier to me to take care of it that way. I can get right back immediately. Sometimes the phone calls go into that business one there, and I can't get the message. Sometimes it's funny for me. I don't get the messages right out of it all the time. Sometimes it's like you got to download the message and then you can't listen to it till the next time you get in there or something. But anyways, you can send me an email at hal@bigwoodsbucks. You two birds.
Housekeeping.
You two birds on the right. Got anything to say about that?
No, we're just monitoring. We're like the buzzer over here for you guys. It's like we're not going to say anything about this right now, and then we stop you, and then you say it anyway. So it's like, what the fuck?
Well, you guys let into that good that brought that out of him, right? Yeah, it was you guys doing
It was a setup.
Oh yeah.
He was going to shoot me if I said anything.
Yeah.
He was all ready to go on that one. Thanks, Joe.
At least a couple of us have a little bit of a memory left.
Oh,
a little
Jesus,
bit.
Thank God.
Oh, jeez.
Speaking of memory, does anybody realize it's lunchtime?
How many of these we doing? Two?
We ain't doing two today. We got to wrap this one up.
My lunch today is leftover filet.
How long have we been doing this? 4 hours
I'm
now?
looking forward to it.
Well, we've been here jaw-jacking 4 hours, but you had so many stories to tell before we got this thing going.
Unfortunately, none of them go on the podcast because they're all about strippers.
Yeah.
Well, I got a joke for you.
No, we're all set with that.
All right.
Look, Daddy just shot him down.
Oh,
Smacked him and put him right down.
I bet he asked what it is after we shut it off. Yeah.
You see how quick he said that, though? Hey, we're all set with that.
Yeah. All right. I got a couple more things I want to get for this because this is some important stuff I got here. We've been, like I said, we've been doing a lot of thinking and organizing for our Big Woods company this winter, and we're making a lot of changes. And we want to make everything. We're trying to improve everything, I guess, is the bottom line. We think everything we're doing is going to be a big improvement for all you people and the team members and everything. So one of the things would be that we have 2 new team members that I want to announce today. We lost a couple. I shouldn't say we lost a couple, but a couple have moved on. I'll just put it that way, which is fine. It's just one of them things. It's been a voluntary organization and people come and go. But the new team members that will be coming on here shortly are Neil Pendleton, lives down in New Hampshire. Probably some of you have seen some of the stuff on his Facebook stuff, but good hunter, good guy. I've got to know him over the last couple of years, hunted with him in the Berkshires a little bit, and real good guy, and he's good at teaching people stuff, and he bow hunts. He hunts in New Hampshire, hunts in the big woods of Maine. He grew up, his father's got a camp down east in Maine, and he shot 2 bucks this year. Both his bucks are over 200. I think one in Maine and one in New Hampshire. I think he was tracking both of them. And then, so welcome Neil. And then the other one would be Glenn Bombardia. And he's from Vermont, and I've known him for quite some time. And actually I took him, he won our photo contest about, 3-4 years ago. And I was supposed to, the prize was to take him scouting for a weekend was the prize, and we couldn't get together with that in the spring or fall, so I'd shot my buck that year already when he was over for his week. He usually comes over and hunts a week over in this area, and so I took him out one day anyways, and he's hunted with Mark Shireen. He actually hunted with Joel Carville over here this year. Sheeran, yeah, Mark Sheeran. And so anyways, welcome to Glenn Bombardia too.
That was for you, Mark.
Sheeran.
Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. And part of what we're doing, there's 2 more things I'd like to talk a little bit about because they're important. And another thing to do with team members. Well, the next podcast we'll announce we're going to do something with like family teams too, and we don't have that completely organized. So, I'll talk a little bit about content, and I guess one thing we've been a little bit. Everybody seems to like our content, our films, and what we're doing, but most of the comments have been there hasn't been enough of it, and we're guilty of that. So we're going to step up to the plate on the content, and part of it is with the team members creating content with articles and short videos, and getting that all on the website and YouTube. So if you haven't noticed recently, we've actually got a new guy to manage that. We've hired a guy to take on that, Brian Connor. He's from New York, and he's we give him a fancy title. What is it, Joe? You remember?
No, I don't know what his title is.
He's a director of video and content management.
Yeah,
That's him. So he's posting this stuff, and we've done these analytics and stuff, I guess, and these techie guys tell us that we got to put some more content on the YouTube or whatever. So he's got a schedule where he's putting I think 3 some kind of films, whether it's clips. I did 24 technical tips a few years back, and they've been on Vimeo, I think, or something, but nobody's seen them. So those are all going to be going on to YouTube here. They already have. There's been a couple already on, and this kind of ties in too. We're going to up a lot more in the content end of it, which ties in with the Hunt Club, which is on my list. If you've tried to go on that to sign up recently, you've probably noticed you can sign up for free now. And we're hoping it doesn't cause heartburn with people that signed up the end of last year and paid their $36 or whatever. But we're not going to take the content out of it. It's going to live there, because a lot of my films and stuff live there, and that's where people want to get it. But we're going to start migrating. Some of that stuff is going to be also going to YouTube. I shouldn't say some of it. All of my films, whether there's a series that's going to be called A Day on the Track, and then all of my self-filmed hunts where I shot bucks, that's all going to get in there. That all lived in the hunting club, and but that's going to all show up on YouTube here in the near future, a little at a time. So if you want to, now you can join the Hunt Club. Is basically what you can go there and read the stuff and see the stuff, but it's going to stay as a forum for you people to communicate like you do. It seems to be pretty popular. I kind of monitor it, and I see guys meeting each other from different parts of the country and, starting to hunt together. So I think it's a good platform. It's been for, like-minded people to, communicate there. So now just sign up, and it's free, and sign up and start communicating and whatever. And that kind of tied in with the content coming out and going on to the YouTube.
Is that your housekeeping?
Does the Peanut Gallery got any comments about that?
Well,
I knew Lee would have a comment.
There was one announcement that you wasn't going to make that you made, but we'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Can Lee tell his joke now?
No, I got one more thing.
No jokes.
Okay. This was a big announcement here. We decided, because the last couple years there's been, with the COVID deals and all this stuff, that the Sportsman shows have been closed. We haven't been able to see, our friends over in Vermont at that show, the Augusta Sportsman show, which they are having this year, finally. They're going to have the Augusta one first weekend in April, right? April 1, 2, 3 or something. So anyways, we'll be there. And then that same weekend there's a show in New Hampshire at Trinity Church, I think it is. I can't remember what that one's called. Trinity. Timmy Bolduc is going to do that one with Bob Dunbar, and then some of the rest of us will be at the Augusta show. One of the seminars is the podcast guys. So,
oh boy,
he could have asked us first, huh?
Yeah.
No, I don't ask you guys.
They asked me, actually.
I assume.
Oh, maybe I'm not there.
So we'll be doing this right.
I'm retiring too.
We'll be doing some seminars, but one of them they thought would be a pretty cool idea because people hear us, I guess, and I mean I'm sure a lot of them have met me and some of you guys, but they probably wanted to see. But it's going to be a maybe question and answer, and maybe you can give us your input on what you'd like to see for topics, but more or less kind of a grab-ass thing. It'll be fun.
It's going to be like a stand-up routine. Lee's going to do jokes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Save that joke you got for then.
Okay. Yep. All right. And then that was the shows. But in our next event, so taking that all in, we've been talking about it for a year, and we finally got a date we can make it work. But we're going to do right now we're calling it a meet and greet, but the title might change when we actually put it out there to sell tickets. We're going to do a kind of a meet and greet event here at Parlin Lodge with the Bigwoods team. It'll be a lot of things. We'll probably do some speaking and, answering questions. And it's going to be an all-day thing. It's Saturday, April 16th, and it's only going to be room for 50 people. So 50 of you that want to buy a ticket for that, there'll be we're going to announce that when they get them ready on probably the Facebook and the website and all of that stuff. And we're going to have door prizes there, and we're going to one of the door prizes is going to be a Bigwoods Woodsman Arm muzzleloader. We're going to give one away to one of the 50 people that shows up. When whoever buys the tickets, get in on that.
How much are the tickets?
The tickets are going to be $125. It's for the whole day. It's going to include lunch. We're going to have a nice lunch. We'll have Candace over, our cook team member, and making up some hors d'oeuvres and some lunch. And it's going to all be included. The door prizes, that's all included in that price. And it's part of it is going to be kind of a kickoff with a partnership we're doing with the Travis Mills Foundation. If you haven't heard about the Travis Mills Foundation, you can look it up. But it's he's a disabled veteran from Maine that started a foundation to help the other vets, and he's got quite a thing going on. He's got a big, I guess we'd call it maybe a retreat or something on one of the lakes in Maine here, and he has the veterans there. And it's just a good cause. But anyways, he's the spearheading of it. He's I guess you'd call it a quadriplegic or something. I guess that's the proper term for it. But he does a lot for the other veterans, and so we want to support that cause. And Travis is going to come up and do a little talk that day too. We're going to have him here and at that meet and greet, and then we've got some more announcements to go with that when we get them ironed out. We get some more stuff going on with the Travis Mills Foundation, with a donation from us and all that. But I don't have all the information to put too much out there. But so anyways, if you're interested in that event, we've already got people we know that want to come, but we're going to put it out there, and we wish we had room for more, but we don't at that date. We talked about doing one maybe outside here at the lodge when Joe has his set up with his tents for the weddings and stuff with his more room, but it's the only date we could make work, and if it goes over well, I'm sure we'll do some more. But we're going to start there and see how it goes.
Lib, I think I saw your name on there for the entertainment. You have to do the entertainment for that.
Yeah.
So
I went and saw Bob Marley the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, and he gave me some lines to use.
oh, did he?
Yeah.
That guy's funny, huh?
Jesus
I bet you could give him some to use.
Yeah. Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
He's going to Vegas,
He is?
in a couple of weeks.
He's a gambler?
He's going to have a show.
He's a gambler.
Does he need to dial 211? In Maine, that's what you do. If you can't hold your nickels, you dial 211. They'll come over and help.
Jeez, I didn't even know that.
Ain't it 211?
Well, you're looking at me like I know.
Yeah.
You're the one that came out with all the
thing.
helplines.
Every time you see a casino ad, if you can't hold your nickels, dial 211.
Lee's the only one that's going on addiction.com.
What's he do when he's not around us? I'm worried about Lib. He's skiing?
I used to worry. I don't worry anymore.
No? Okay.
Well, this is what happens when you spend 2 or 3 days a week in the woods. Shit goes through your mind.
Oh.
Yeah. Everything comes around, rattles around your mind. I do the same thing. I can be riding my snow machine just by myself out through the woods there, and I get wandering about, thinking about all these different
forget
things.
where I
What
am.
else you
I'm
gonna
like,
do?
Jesus.
I do too.
Where the hell did I just come from?
Yeah.
Did I check that road? I think I did. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be going along daydreaming, and I stop, and I got to look around, and I say, oh, yeah, I know. I
You do
can't
your
read.
best thinking out there like that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
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 How
Clears
many
your
miles
mind
you
out.
got this year, Lee? Have you noticed? Have you kept track?
Yeah. So just antler hunting was 707, like 750, right around
Yeah.
seven, on my new sled.
So
and then probably my mountain sled. That thing doesn't even have a gauge other than an idiot light for overheating oil. But that I've been out five good days. Yeah. I ride with a buddy that's got a snow bike, and those are fun. That's what I'm going to do when I become gay and retired is ride a snow bike.
Become,
yeah. Because they're easy to ride. Like anybody can ride. You really can. Anybody can ride those things.
Woody just fell out of his chair.
Oh, my God. I don't know what we do without you, Lib.
But anyways,
on that note,
how many miles you got?
On your pink snowmobile.
yeah,
Your pink What? Wait a minute.
I think I'm around 1,000 miles, and you've got more antlers than me, so you win.
Yeah, well, I get better eyes. I get contacts. So,
All I
Can you
know
stick
is
your finger on your eyeball yet? Have you gotten to that point?
oh yeah, that
Yeah.
took a minute. Yep.
You'll get to where you can just.
But you know what happens if you can't? They won't give you contacts.
Is that right?
Absolutely. Not everybody can have contacts. They make you put your contacts in and take them out in the doctor's office before you leave with them. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's changed.
Yeah. But I got the day, so I started with the monthly ones or whatever they are, and you got to put the shit in a solution every night, and it's a big to-do. Well, I can tell you after.
That's a big to-do.
Yeah. After,
Doing it for 25 years.
yeah. After too many Tito's and a gummy.
That's
The
the second
last
time
thing
he's
you wanna
mentioned
do-
gummies today.
The last thing you want to do is stick your finger in your eye.
So are they 10s or are they 50s?
No. So I got day use ones, right? So you get a new set of contacts every day, which is the best.
No, I meant the gummies.
I thought
I don't know. I don't know nothing about the gummies. I make that shit up.
Yeah, good call. See, Mike understood that.
I
but we
got it.
didn't.
Yeah, I was waiting
yeah.
for milligrams, everything else to come out of a conversation.
What's a 10 or I thought he was talking about my vision. I'm like, 50? I can get a 50? Anyways. Is it lunchtime yet?
I think it came and went, didn't it?
I think so. Just wait till supper now, Lee. You'll be all set.
All right, I'm good.
Looks like
Yep.
this winter you put on a few pounds. You could you could stand to push away from a
Yeah,
meal.
it's my shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's bulging out.
Yeah. Yeah, anyways. That was a good one.
A lot of this stuff's going to change once there's video cameras because I understand those are coming soon. So
No, I think it'd be awesome because I'd be sitting there flipping off the camera like.
we're going to get to see all of Hal's eye rolls and
Oh, jeez.
I know.
wincing and all that good stuff.
I was shaving the 6 hairs I have on the top of my head this morning, and Marie goes, "Mike, it's a podcast. You don't need to shave." I says,
Yeah. I took a shower last night. Mine's getting a little scraggly. I said, I should shave for the podcast. I go, for what?
"There you go. I'm not the only one."
Sometimes in the winter, I shave about once a week. Good enough. Yeah. Haven't had to see too many people this winter. So,
I know,
yeah. Well, anyways, good conversation today. Hope we didn't bore them too much.
What are we going to talk about next time?
Oh, Liv's got some more stuff. Yeah.
I'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to talk about who won the buck contest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't announced that yet. So.
Yeah, one other thing I wanted to talk about that you said next podcast was we had I've got quite a few messages from both of the last two, one with Bern and then the one with Dave Trahan from the Sportsman Alliance of Maine. I got quite a few messages from people that thanked us for having him on and talking about that, and they've joined up with Sam,
Yep, good.
or rejoined. Some of them said I was a member, and I've rejoined now. So
Well, it's funny. I was a member for a long time, and it was just one of those things that I just never rejoined lately or anything. And I looked into it after that and joined up right away.
yeah,
But
I joined all them when I first got out of the Marine Corps. I joined all that stuff as life members, NRA, SAM. It seemed like a good deal to do it that way, and you could make payments. And
I always
I did
knew
that.
Dave did a lot behind the scenes, but I didn't realize how much. Like he's,
Yeah.
It's a good thing there's guys like him that are.
Yeah.
That are
Somebody
doing it.
said they went down by the office there one time, and he's out mowing the lawn. So he's the executive director.
The director,
he's
yeah.
mowing the lawn outside.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
Someone that cares. And,
That's an organization that knows where their money's going to go to good use.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So what was it? Oh, the buck pool.
yeah, we'll do it on the next one.
Yeah,
Give us something to talk about.
yeah.
Not that there's ever a shortage of that.
Yeah, keep everybody in suspense for a couple weeks. And the other thing was, we want to apologize for it was a 3-week span on the last podcast, the last one that came out with Dave Trahan it was a week late, and a lot of that would do with Chris edits them. He puts a lot of work into that. He has to go through them and then get them ready to, get pictures, make the thumbnail that you see on the if you see it on YouTube, wherever you see it.
Takes a lot of content out whenever Lee talks.
Yeah, he has to,
stuff.
sometimes he has to edit Lee quite a bit. It takes him time. And then, but anyways, he said his father is getting older and his father lives with them and he's not in the best of shape now. So it's been kind of a struggle. So he had to take a little time for that. So, but we got it out there and we'll do the best we can to keep on schedule again and get this stuff out to you. Lee, you ready to eat?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Support our sponsors. Click the dinger on the YouTube. Make sure you do that now because there's going to be a lot of content coming on the YouTube dinger. Subscribe on the... Follow us on Facebook. Subscribe. Oh, and the Instagram was the other thing. That's going to be... we're going to ramp that up, I guess, too. I'm not going to, but somebody is. So all you Instagram...
I'm guessing no one sitting at this table is going to...
All you Instagram youngsters out there, you're going to be able to see more stuff on that, too. So anyways, we'll keep toughing out the winter here, and the sun's getting higher and brighter, and we're looking for spring now.
Antler season's coming.
Let's not wrap it up just yet. I mean,
What do you want to talk about?
no, winter. You're
Winter.
You're like in your banana hammock out there on Pollen Lodge, floating around in a raft right
Yeah.
now. Like, wait a minute.
I will be by Thursday. It's supposed to be 45 again here Thursday.
Yeah. These visuals.
Okay, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Till next time, good luck on the trail. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Till next time, good luck on the trail.